Kathryn Bigelow.
Now we have all of these women directors who are being nominated. So, you know, I think it's fair. I finally think it's starting to kind of even out and be fair, and that's exciting to see that over all these years.
And a lot of the press was saying, okay, this changes everything, and all the times that that's happened, it hasn't changed. It hasn't changed at all. We never seem to get any momentum going.
This is a risk-averse industry, and they do what is comfortable and what is safe because there's such a high price point on the line. We need to see directors from underrepresented racial and ethnic groups being hired, women being hired behind the camera, and a value placed on inclusive stories. But the whole system has to change so that the endpoint can look different as well.
Susan Durand, you started an all-female film festival entitled Broad Humor 14 years ago. There must have been some really interesting reason why you decided, oh, okay, I just think I'll start a film festival.
I had written scripts and was doing my own work in films, and I was part of Women in Film, and I saw work by other women, but I liked the work by other women, but wasn't getting into festivals. And one thing I know about women is women are funny, and yet you wouldn't know that women are funny, or certainly not then, so I said, I'm going to start a festival of women's humor. So I wanted written and directed by women both. I went to a women's organization at the time that shall remain nameless, which since folded, and asked them if they were interested in working with me on this. They said, you can't do written and directed by women. There aren't any good ones. I want to see more films by women. Okay, I'll start a film festival. It needs doing, and so we did it. It was very small to begin with. It's grown a lot, and the number of films we've gotten have grown. The landscape has changed, you know, in women's humor.
Okay, so cut to 14 years later is the fact that it's not just a once-a-year festival. It has become a community, and so I would imagine that must be very fulfilling for you.
What's fulfilling is that I left 5 years ago the day-to-day running of the festival, and it's still going on.
That is basically Ocean's 11 meets Top Gun for women.
Well, let's see that.
It's really good.
The first page.
We are a festival that it's about giving women opportunities. It's a 4-day event. We screen short films, we screen features, web series. We have a screenwriters brunch. We also have a stage reading. All the broads are volunteers. You know, everybody spends the time because A, it's labor of love. B, half of us are filmmakers, so we know what it's like to be on the outside looking in.
This is one of the things that makes my life richer, is to be able to give the hand to young and even seasoned and marinated women. They're trying to actually get their voices heard.
We really have such a huge meter of comedy. Like when we first started, remember, it was like real broad humor, like slapstick, remember? Broad humor is important because it is still, after 14 years, the only comedy film festival in the world for women writer, women director, filmmakers. It's a good problem that we have now where we have so much women's content that's funny that we actually have to have, you know, these knockdown discussions about this one should get in and this one no.
My first film that screened there was Confessions of a Reluctant Bra Buyer, and when this short screened at Broad Humor so many years ago, to hear the people laugh and congratulate me after, so that was just something that I'll never forget. It is definitely validating when a film festival accepts your short.
What is a broad? You know, it's from the beginning, what I think it is someone who's gone through the festival, who's submitted, who's now an alum of the festival, and who's a comedy female filmmaker.
Coming to you directly from my mother's basement, this is Zoraya Cruz. We are now in the thick of day 13 post-apocalypse without any television or streaming devices. And all I can do is document what transpires here in the hopes that someday humankind can bring back television.
Mija, I folded your laundry.
Ma, I'm filming now.
I went through hundreds and hundreds of festivals, and I just wanted to find something very specific. Woman, funny, Latina.
I just loved the log line. says women write, women direct, everyone laughs.
Oh yeah. I have a friend who I literally chased her down in class, and I was like, "You need to submit to this festival."
Yeah, whenever somebody asks about advice, oh, which ones should I submit to that are female? Like I say this one, especially because of the comedy aspect.
Yeah. I have never been in a room full of female filmmakers. Like we are the majority, you know. And it just I felt so supported. And it was such an enriching experience that I'm like, well, I'm coming back. I'm going to be submitting all the time.
Going to see everybody's films and everybody's web series, that was inspiring to me. To get to see that quality of work and then be like, I was included in this quality of book. Like, oh, that makes me feel special. And it was inspiring to watch other people's things.
And I left so energized. I was like, oh my gosh, all these women creators. Like, I had never seen that before. So I was just so excited to be with other women creators that were like not a Shonda Rhimes, but that were actually like we were all on the same level and we could compare notes, and it was awesome.
Yeah, watching a video of Susan, the founder, and she was saying, and I mean this applies for me, I don't know about everybody else, but she was saying that
every scientific thing we notice about conversation and what women do is that they change in the presence of men. So a script written by women and men, I figured, would be different. Or a woman's script directed by a man wouldn't have that female something that's there, because it's just clear that when there's one man in a group of 6 women, the conversation changes.
I'm a little bit, when there's a man, I'm like, oh, there's a man. You know, I'm not scared of them, but it's like, I feel like there's a kinship and a sisterhood when it's all women. And so to me, that feels like a very safe space to be able to...
less intimidating.
And
to drop your guard.
Especially in a place that's, film with directing and writing, which is primarily dominated by men. And also then comedy, which there's that old phrase, women can't be funny. But no, not at all true.
How are you all doing tonight?
We conducted a study. We interviewed dozens of industry insiders and asked them about directors. Turns out both male and female executives, when they think director, they think male. They perceive the traits of leadership to be masculine in nature. So, when they're going to hire a director to command a crew, lead a ship, be a visionary, or be General Patton, all the things that we've heard, their thoughts and ideations pull male. The perception of a director or a leader is inconsistent with the perception of a woman.
There's all of these ideas about women in filmmaking, right? Like women aren't funny, or women aren't good directors or not good leaders or whatever it is, right? And then there's this festival that is just blowing the doors off of all of that, all of those notions that are just not true, they're false.
I really admire the Broad Humor Fest for allowing us to share our voice with a community.
There's enough of those festivals that every one of those people that we're not watching are going to get into a festival. We need to keep focused on the women that are going to have a barrier to access to get their movie scenes.
Certainly it's changed. Now it's not, we know women are funny. Even if we just encourage women to make more comedy, we're encouraging greater women, more female power. Every woman should make a film. Just everyone. It's because you're in charge, you have to make a lot of decisions. Women are, I think, ideal for film because we're used to
multiple things.
We're raised to have to keep tabs on all these different tiers of importance and different desires, so that we have a 3-dimensional view of the world. A festival like Broad Humor, we don't bring in corporate anything. This festival to date has really been about the filmmakers. It's about about having them be able to see their work in a place where people they don't know are enjoying it,
right?
And to get that hit of saying, oh, my work has value.